Hello, hello, hello. Lawnmower here. At least I'm really beginning to feel like one. We're about at a 12-hour point, I believe. Yes. 11:30, 12 hours now. Obviously I've taken breaks. I have to take breaks. I will go mad. Mad! Or sane, I'm not sure which. Either way, I've been working on a little strategy here, and I do this sometimes when I'm trying to clear large areas. And that is, I'll work my way down. I'll start at the top level, or a high level, and I'll remove all of the grass. And then I will give it some time, and as you can see over here, it's slowly spreading back out again and turning all this useless dirt into useful grass, which we need. Of course, sometimes it won't comply, and well, times like that, just sort of have to harvest downwards and just make the best of it. Anyway, I've been working on the ground. A lot of what I've done is just the lowermost layer, just getting the shell ready, I guess you could say, the outline. I've had to go down, and you can see I've got a little bit of an issue here. It's covering the iron plates up nicely here, but over here it does pose a slight issue because using with this being a half block, the way that Creativerse is assigned right now, it's exposed half a block. Not the worst thing in the world, but a little bit annoying. And then of course over here it's having the same issue. But I'll take care of those. I'll probably just put like little half blocks or something up there. I've been having a lot of problems with they've added a cooldown, and I know there was someone who complained on the boards. They said that they weren't enjoying the cooldown on bombs, and basically they would play with their wife. They had their own little world, and the man's wife wasn't enjoying the game, and he was having issues with it as well, mainly because of the fact that they added cooldowns. And I read the message and I thought, you know what, this makes sense. You can't really just be, I mean, before you could just spam bombs, and it was ridiculous. Now, if you're going to be using a stun bomb for taming a thing, for example, well, it still works. That's not an issue, because you're going to have a cooldown of maybe 30 seconds, and, well, the bombs work for maybe 30 seconds, so no big loss. I'm going to fill this in a little bit. I have been playing with aesthetics a little bit here. Let's go over to the other side and I'll show you. Because one of the things I have to worry about is the fact that there were a lot of hills around here that I'm cutting way into. You can see here's a hill that I'm slowly demolishing. I put those up just because, to be perfectly honest. The bits of structure you see, for the most part, there's no rhyme or reason to why I put them up. Obviously, I'm working on the drawbridge, more because I'm curious as to the way it's built. Plus, it's like sort of out of the way thing, but also just just to get some blocks out of the way. So you can see over here I've terraformed this to match the contour of the castle. Push things back a little bit. Try to get a somewhat natural look. I say somewhat because, well, obviously it's not going to be perfectly natural. And since I used bombs over here, that affected the design a little bit. But on the bright side, I'm harvesting lots of grass, which I need because of this stupid subfloor. Over here, you can see it's actually showing a bit of outline. Was showing a bit of outline. But literally, we have to rip up the entire base here in order to reach that subfloor. And it's extraordinarily frustrating. And again, I've been putting a lot of blocks down. My junk drawer is overflowing with overflowing. My junk drawer is overflowing with junk. I can't words. Yes, I know the container's full. I'm trying to empty. There we go. Okay, that's how we have to do it. Let's see if I can get some of these fences down. Or something. This, I think, is the hardest part of this build, really. It's not necessarily working around the design, it's the fact that you keep running out of inventory space so easily. Between trying to... There's another slot free. Between trying to get all of this stuff up so that you can put the ground down, and the fact that you have just a whole mess of other stuff that you have to carry around. I mean, I've got three grand art chests. I cannot words. Over there, and they're all full. I mean, how does that happen? Incidentally, I am following one major rule for this, and that is I am not building beyond basically all of the crafted blocks that are part of the medieval set. What I have is what I have. So once I run out of chairs, for example, I run out of chairs. Once I run out of what else is there? Once I run out of the bits of wall, I've run out of the bits of the wall. That's how I'm playing it. However, there is an exception to the rule, and that was mainly because of the fact that I accidentally did this before I decided to create that little rule, and that is I made extra chain. The build requires 175, and I used up all there were 99 in the package, in the recipe package. So I used those, and I crafted more. But the good news is I know that there were 99 in the package and 175 total, so that means there are there are 76 extra needed. And what I intend to do is I intend to build as much of the castle as possible with what blocks I have, so that we can actually see what how many blocks actually have to be crafted, like how many of the specialized blocks have to be crafted, and you know, can't just be picked up with the recipe set or the freebie. I think it's an interesting experiment. It should give us a chance to oh, it's gonna make me do that. Okay. I feel like it's a good chance for us to find out just how complicated the build would be. Because obviously, I mean, I had a few of the blocks to begin with, and I'm not going to consider that to be cheating because, well, I mean, I had the blocks, and it needs the blocks, and they're blocks that you can just craft without any special recipes or anything. These are both rare recipes. You can get them from some of the recipe adventures, but they are a pain in the butt to get normally, believe me. I think Shadow had, I think, this one, and then that one there, it took him, I want to say, like 3 months to obtain it, and he finally was given the recipe by another person on our main server. So yeah, interesting kit bash here for the portcullis. I did think that it should have been made of iron fence, but now that I look at it and how hefty it is, I kind of agree with it. I like how it alternates in order to create the illusion of, you know, a solid mass grating, and the way the steps are set up so that it locks in. Although, looking at it, it probably could have done with just one layer instead of two, because, well, there are no teeth on this back part. But that's not a big deal. This area here, or the ground, is pretty much done. I just have to add in some hay bales and a few bits of stone, which let me check the recipe for that. Oh, we can actually make it. Well, we could make it if I had the room. So let's see if I can free up a little bit of room here. Yeah, that'll be enough. I think that was all we needed. So, where are we? Put that there. One thing I've had to do is bounce back and forth, checking to see what I need and obtaining it. I need more of those. So we'll check that out, and then we'll hit the savannah real quick and pick those up. Yeah, this is not a terrible build, I must admit. I'm just going to put this wall up. And I used up all the cragwood. I'll have to get some more. And the peakstone. Interesting little story there. If you can call it a story. I cheated on space. Look at that. I actually have rooms built into some of the mountains, and these rooms are literally just using excavators to create space, and also to harvest material, so that it looks solid on the outside, and then of course when you get onto the not sure if that was intended. Oh, okay, it connects there. Anyway, so when you look at the mountains, you don't really see much of anything, but there's a door in there, and you open up the door, and it's just one big room where I use the excavators to harvest stone and peak stone. And I didn't use an excavator over in the corner over there like I was planning. At the end of the day, it just didn't seem very feasible, because I would have to. Well, I could have just filled it in. I admit that was kind of stupid of me since I have all this dirt left over. But that's okay. I might find a cavern and fill it in. What do we need? Oh yes, we needed to check. I'm also gonna have to harvest some more wood. And I've been hollowing out trees to do that. I actually have a teleporter leading inside of a tree. Just so I don't mar up the... That's one of the things I like to do. I like to harvest materials without affecting the outside appearance of the world. So the surface looks mostly virgin landscape, and then obviously when I... if you pull out one piece of wood from a tree, you find out the thing is entirely hollow. Or a mountainside. But that's just how I do things. Okay, we need 40 savanna tall grasses. I'm not worried about those. We can get those anywhere. The weeds. We need to get weed. Found in taiga, tundra, or mountains. Well, we can go to the mountains and look for those. And we need 36 of those. Savanna tall grass. So actually 35. I have one in the inventory. 40 of the savanna tall grass, and then this. Oh, we only need 3 more of those. Okay. And we need to start harvesting leaves, so we can make shredded leaves. And do we need hay bales? Yes, thatched wall, aka hay bale. Need a whole lot of those. We're thatched roofs. I do need to make more. I do need to harvest more wood, and we need more. We always need more iron, a lot more iron. So that's on the list too. So we'll stop back at base, and we'll get that. And then we'll stop over at the savannah. Okay. Let's drop some stuff off too. Get that going. I honestly cannot believe how much iron I've been going through. Like, it's such a waste, but at the same time, for the challenge, it's worth it. I can always go back and buy the kit later, and in doing so, obviously, I will have all that extra material that I can use for other things. Need anything here? We'll probably end up needing that bookshelf, but I'm not going to worry about it just yet. Drop off these flowers. Go. Drop off the seeds too. And don't really need the gunpowder, but I'll hold on to it anyway. It's a building material after all. Alright, let's go down here. See how our iron is doing. We do have more iron ore. Okay, only had one going. Oops. Forgot I had the mud. And it looks like we're going to need to go out and get more coal at some point. I'm not going to worry about it just a second though. onto that since we have a processor on site. Before I forget, let me ditch those. Did I get the other one? No, I did not get the other one. Okay. Alright, let's go hit the savannah real quick, get that stuff, and then we'll hit the mountain area. And by the time we're done with that, the processing should be complete. And if not, we'll just pause and I'll get it. I don't mind the episode running a little bit long. Because this is obviously a multi-day process. Don't you love this? Jungle and savannah right beside each other. And we're not too far off, actually. The tower's here. The castle's up here, and we're here, so it's not quite due southeast, but it's not far off. Look, all this lovely... Where'd you go? All this lovely savannah tallgrass, all waiting for us. See, it just knew we needed it. I said we needed, what, 40? I believe? So let's put that where we can see it. Oh, and one word of warning, for newer players, there is a bit of a bug involving the different grasses. And I call it a bug because, well, it's just annoying, but because of the way it's designed, and the fact that you can walk through it and all this other fun stuff, on occasion you will be placing down a piece of, say, savannah tallgrass, and you have to put it over an area. Well, be careful, because you can actually place a piece of tallgrass on top of a piece of tallgrass, and you will lose the original piece of tallgrass because it can't cohabitate. And we're there already. Excellent. I'm gonna harvest a few more of these flowers too. We're going to be needing them because there's that bouquet on the banquet table. All right. Let's head back. Note also how I have these on pillars. The reason for that is simple. Mobs aren't going to jump up there and into your teleporter and end up in your base or your house or wherever you have the teleporter aimed to. If you put it on ground level or just one block up, though, they can often end up in your in your home and in your face, which is not a happy place. Here we go again. This is something else I wish they would fix. Again, it's not really a bug, but it is bloody annoying. And that is... when you have items in your hotbar, and you put it down and you pull it up, 9 times out of 10 it will end up in here instead of back in the stack in your hotbar. And I thought they had fixed that a few revisions ago, but apparently not, because I'm still having that issue. Okay, what can we throw in here? Because I noticed we have some things that we shouldn't have. Got more seeds. I know we are going to need the bedrock at some point. I have no idea what for, but we are going to. Of course, we actually have not We're going to need more than 13, so let me get that. Okay. I think once I drop this off, we're good to go. So let's go to our little mountain area. Yeah. I thought I saw grass down there. I was like, what did I put grass down there for? Okay. So yeah, I marked this one too, just because. And this should put us in the mountain area. I think it's the mountain region. But I'll show you real quick what I meant about hiding my mines in the places. Over there, in that spot that's not quite... There it is. You can just barely see that there's a light up there. I've actually been mining inside of there, and oh, it's gonna show you. Well, thanks to the cutaway right here, you can see that yes, go away. Oh, he went away. Well, we'll see when we get home. Anyway, you can see from the cutaway here that I've used excavators to tunnel into the hillside, and I'll probably build a ladder or something and excavate upwards to get some of that lovely stone up there. You can load now. There we go. But yeah, you open up the door, and there we go. And honestly, the doors are only there just to prevent any mobs from wandering in. We are in the mountain region. So the question is, where do we have the weeds? Oh, and I marked this off. We'll probably explore that sometime during Season 2. There's another one over here. Lots and lots of tall grass. Okay, I see foods. So we'll grab that. Look at that. Riddled. Just riddled with caves. Probably all leading to the same place, but it's still going to be fun to explore. And I think that's going to be a large portion of Series 2, is just exploration. And doing some little bits of adventuring, because we haven't really been doing that. Honestly, I'm not really seeing... I think I'm going to have to go to the tundra for them, because I know for a fact they're common in the tundra, and yeah, this is... This is going to take too long. So let me get these flowers. Oh! While I'm at it... Might as well get some of this. So yeah, not much of an update. Actually, my next update will most likely be tomorrow night, and there's a good chance you will get to see me doing some actual work, as opposed to just all this harvesting and fun stuff. My schedule does not permit me to record throughout the day tomorrow, so it will most likely only be one episode going up. Not to mention the fact that tomorrow is a Thursday, which means that we do have regularly scheduled programming, or irregularly scheduled, considering my track record. But the episode has been recorded, and it just needs to be rendered and uploaded, so you can look forward to that. How many did I get so far? 88. That should be good enough for now. This is a lovely area, though. Look at that. So much to explore. Which is probably why I put that portal there. I usually don't drop a teleporter unless I have reason to drop the teleporter. Speaking of the teleporter... Oh, we're over here. You know what? I think that goes straight through there. Huh. Okay. Anyway. I think that's going to be it for now. I'm gonna go and drop this stuff off and try and find a tundra, because I don't think I've actually mapped one out yet. I might have far to the south. So anyway, until next time, don't get lost when you're right beside your teleporter, and I will see you all again tomorrow with a new update.